This evening, fire engulfs wooden building on Beaver Street, North Ruimveldt. Guyana's energy agency appeals dismissal of case against Atlantis Fluid Inc. for submitting false information. Dharam, Shala, home of Benevolence, celebrates 102 years of serving its community. In the region, motorists spend days queuing for fuel as Cuba faces shortages. And internationally, Disney sues Florida DeSantis over efforts to weaponize government. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for April 28, 2023. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, early this morning, a fire broke out at a one-story wooden building located on Beaver Street, North Ruimveldt, Georgetown. The cause of the fire is unknown and is currently under investigation. The blaze quickly engulfed the entire building and left one person homeless. No injuries were reported as the occupant of the home was at work when the fire started. The Guyana Fire Service responded to the incident and the firefighters were able to contain the fire, preventing it from spreading to neighboring buildings. The fire victim, Orin Greenman, was seen outside the building watching as the flames consumed all his possessions.
I left this morning to go to work for 7:30. I left a little before 7:30 and I got to work and there goes on fire. At a certain time, the wipe on the poles there, me alone just get shot to jump on the current just come off and come on back. So me know if you get a feedback there or what. And then when the breeze blow, the current just come on. I ain't left on nothing else. I don't make that mistake. I don't left on nothing.
The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of fire safety and the need to remain vigilant in preventing such tragedies. The Guyana Fire Service urges all residents to take necessary precautions to prevent fires from starting, including regular maintenance of electrical appliances and avoiding the use of open flames indoors. The victim of the fire will undoubtedly face many challenges in the coming days. If you would like to assist him, you can contact him at 697-4111. In other news, the Guyana Energy Agency has filed a notice of appeal against the decision of Magistrate Darsala, who dismissed the charge of furnishing false or misleading information, knowing that the information is false or misleading in connection with a document submitted to the Guyana Energy Agency. Contrary, the particulars of the offense were that Atlantic Fuels Inc. had submitted an invoice to the Guyana Energy Agency claiming that they had purchased diesel from Global Oil NV. However, it was later found that the information was false and misleading. The Guyana Energy Agency presented evidence from 4 witnesses, but Magistrate Darsala upheld the no case submission filed by counsel on behalf of the company. The GEA believes that the magistrate erred in law and misdirected himself on the law, and that the dismissal of the case was against the weight of the evidence before the court. On Tuesday, the Tamiri Primary School received a generous donation of desks and benches to improve the comfort and performances of students. The donation was made possible through the collaborative effort of the Tamiri Prison Training Program in the field of joinery. The officer in charge of the location, Superintendent of Prisons Acting, Ms. Benjamin, said the donation is part of the organization's continuing efforts to support the education system. Benjamin also noted that the furniture making is part of the continuous investment in the rehabilitation program aimed at creating an opportunity for inmates to make a smooth reintegration into society upon release. Receiving the donation on behalf of the school, Headmaster Ian Cush said that the donation would go a long way in making students more comfortable and relaxed when participating in classroom activities. Cush said that he looks forward to continued collaboration with the Guyana Prison Service to make the lives of both learners and teachers better. Stick around when we return. Dharam, Shala celebrates 102 years of serving its community, and GTUC to hold a May Day march and rally on the theme of building strong unions to face challenges.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head not good? Why you buy? Look, let me show you the light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash you your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. The Guyana Trade Unions Congress will commemorate May Day on Monday, 1st of May 2023. This year, there will be a march through the streets of Georgetown starting from Independence Park and ending at the Critchlow Labour College on Wolford Avenue, where a rally will follow. The march begins at 7:30 a.m. and the rally at 10:30 a.m. This year's theme is Building a Strong Progressive Union to deal with the challenges, and it comes against the backdrop of the difficult times workers are experiencing and the need to refocus the trade union as a bulwark in the struggles for improved working conditions and a better standard of living. The rally's main speakers are GTUC's President Coretta MacDonald, Vice President Norris Witter, and General Secretary Lincoln Lewis. GTUC invites all unions, workers, and the public to participate. In other news, Colonel Omar Khan was promoted to Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force in a promotion ceremony. On Thursday, President Irfan Ali promoted Colonel Omar Khan to the rank of Brigadier and presented him with his instrument of appointment to perform the functions of Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force. The appointment was made in keeping with the head of state's power as Minister of Defense vested within the Defense Act. The change of command parade, where Brigadier Khan will officially take over from Brigadier Best, was held today at the Drill Square Base Camp in Guyana. In a world where bad news often dominates the headlines, it is refreshing to hear about an organization serving its community for over a century. The Dharam Shala home of Benevolence celebrates its 102nd anniversary in April. The charity organization was founded in 1921 by the late Pandit Ram Sarup Maharaj, who used his funds to create the facility. After his passing, his elder son Hari Saran Ram Sarup Maharaj took over the organization's management in 1950. In 2013, a third generation took over, with Keller and Pamela Ram Sarup, daughters of Hari Saran, at the helm. The Dharam Shala operates 11 buildings solely devoted to humanitarian charity, offering their services free of charge. The organization emphasizes the religious aspect of its work, as the Dharam Shala was founded on divine inspiration. The management of the Dharam Shala would like to express their gratitude to those who have supported the organization over the years. They are grateful for the continued support that enables them to serve and provide for the community tirelessly. This milestone anniversary is a testament to the dedication and hard work of the charity's staff and volunteers. We wish them all the best for the future and look forward to hearing about their continued success in serving their community. Don't go away after the break. Russia labor shortages, 600,000 workers needed to fill vacancies, and Disney sues Florida's DeSantis over efforts to weaponize government.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you who don't know nothing, with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and that is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle, and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head not good? Why you look, let me show you that light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash you your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. In Cuba, motorists have been queuing for fuel, sometimes for days at a time, due to crippling shortages. The island nation is highly dependent on energy imports, Al Jazeera's Ed Agustin reports.
Empty fuel pumps and queues of vehicles that stretch for blocks. The latest chapter in Cuba's long economic crisis.
There's no fuel. We've spent 3 days driving around. We've been to 6 or 7 gas stations and the queues are never ending.
President Miguel Díaz-Canel says the country is only receiving 2/3 of the petrol it needs. He's blamed supplier nations.
The countries that have commitments to us to supply us with gasoline based on the agreements that we have with them have also been in a complex energy situation and have not been able to meet those commitments.
So drivers are organising themselves into lines and using WhatsApp groups to find out where and when tankers are arriving. Some find ways to while away the time.
If it doesn't arrive today, it will arrive tomorrow. But I've got to be here. I go to my house, I shower, I eat, I come back with my guitar and continue composing.
Cubans are used to spending time in queues, but there's something almost surreal about this. This line has over 300 vehicles in it, and it's over 1 kilometre long. Last week, the government started rationing how much petrol and diesel drivers can buy.
This will allow us not to touch zero and to cover vital services such as ambulances, necrological services and transporting potatoes to the market, which requires diesel.
One economist says the main reason for the shortfall is the cash crunch.
Without fuel for tractors, harvests are smaller. If workers can't make it to the factory, productivity is lowered. If there's one sector that the rest of the economy depends on, it's fuel.
Raidel Labrada and his family have been waiting around all day and have a long night ahead.
My tank only has a space for 35 litres, so I drive for 2 days and then have to come back to sleep outside a new petrol station.
In the short term, it means long nights and dreary days. In the long term, it means more price increases and an economy that produces even less. Ed Agustin, Al Jazeera, Havana.
Internationally, the war is causing labor shortages in Russia. Last year's mass mobilization affected 300,000 people. Nearly 1 million more Russians escaped abroad. Now officials say they need at least 600,000 workers to fill the gap. Al Jazeera's Dorset Jabari has more.
There are plenty of visible signs of how Russia's business world has been transformed by the invasion of Ukraine and the sanctions that followed. Stores belonging to the Spanish clothing brand Zara are to reopen in June as Mag, owned by a firm registered in a UAE-free zone. IKEA has packed up its flat-pack furniture and left the Russian market. Belarus's Swede is filling the gap. But there's a deeper problem that new signage can't address. These reopened businesses need staff.
Taking into account the historically minimal unemployment rate of 3.5% in the country, there are simply not enough workers in many areas.
Russia's government says the economy is short of 600,000 workers. That's partly caused by the nation's mass mobilization last year that affected hundreds of thousands of people and forced nearly 1 million to flee abroad. So training at technical colleges like this one in Moscow is all the more necessary.
All our programs are in demand. For example, for design, we have a competition of about 22 people per place. Every block is in demand.
16-year-old Dmitry Kochev is a civil engineering student. Even though he's in his first year of a 3-year program, he's got big plans for his future.
I chose this specialty because I wanted to be a builder and I like working with my hands. After training, I plan to go to work on site and earn money to open my own business later.
About 40% of Russians are employed by the state, state-owned companies, or private companies whose owners have close government ties, making them a natural destination for these students since the state is paying for their entire education. There's already a huge demand for these students even before they finish their degrees. Given the economic isolation facing Russia by Western powers, investing in these teenagers' future is a secure bet the country can minimize the impact of that isolation. Dorsa Jabari, Al Jazeera, Moscow.
And finally, Walt Disney Company is suing Florida's governor, Ron DeSantis, accusing the Republican of political retaliation. The company says it is being targeted for expressing political views that DeSantis opposes. Al Jazeera's Katika Khan reports.
It's a world of laughter, a world of cheers.
Disney likes to call its theme park complex in Florida the happiest place on earth. But its executives are not so happy now. It all started just over a year ago when Florida passed what critics call the Don't Say Gay law. It outlaws teaching about sexual orientation and gender identity to children up to the 3rd grade. The CEO of Disney criticized the law. That didn't sit well with Governor Ron DeSantis.
We view that as a provocation.
For more than 50 years, Disney has been empowered to act as its own local government for its theme parks and surrounding area, approving building projects, collecting taxes, building roads, funding firefighters and police officers. But DeSantis recently signed a law to strip them of that authority, putting his hand-picked board in charge of the district occupied by Disney, which brings tens of millions of tourists to the state every year, a move criticized by some economic analysts.
All this special district does, like any other special district, is raise revenue and provide services. If you eliminate it, it just means that other governments, cities and counties, have to raise revenues to pay for those services, or they have to reduce those services.
After a back and forth for control, Disney has now sued to get its power back. DeSantis is expected to run for president. During an overseas trip likely meant to burnish his foreign policy credentials, DeSantis remained defiant.
Every other Floridian has to have this type of oversight, all Florida businesses. So it's a little bit much to be complaining about that. I don't think the suit has merit. I think it's political.
In a recent poll, 44% of Republicans said they had a more favorable view of DeSantis because of his fight with Disney. But the same poll shows the majority of Americans were less likely to support a candidate who punishes companies for speaking out. DeSantis and his wife Casey were married at Disney in 2009, but 14 years later, the escalating dispute could hurt him politically if he gets the Republican nomination. This has already been a costly fight, but it's not yet clear which side will pay the most for it. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safe TV 2 headline news for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in next Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful Labor Day weekend.